In this walkthrough, I'm going to show you how you can use RightBooth to create an event that takes 3 photos and then shows a photo montage to the user, which is an animated GIF of the 3 photos, and also allows the user to choose one photo to print. So the first thing to do is to create an event. We click the Create button. This takes us into the event wizard. I'm going to choose a photo capture event. Click the Next button. We can put a title in. I'll leave that as it is. Here we can choose how many photos, and it's already set to 3. I'm going to include the Get Ready screen and also the countdown screen. Click the Next button. After each photo, do I want it to be shown to the user? I'll say yes, and I would also like to give them the option to retake the photo. Next. Would I like the photos to be printed? I'm going to ask the user whether they want to print the photos. Let me choose a printer here, which is my Canon TR4500. And I'm going to choose a print layout. Now in this example, we're going for wedding and Valentine themes. I'll pick this layout for now, which includes the 3 placeholders for photos 1, 2 and 3. I'll show you how you can change this later. Click OK. Next, do I want to show a thank you screen? Yes, I'll go for that. I'm going to choose a background image for my event screens. And I'm into the wedding and Valentine section here. I'll pick this background. On to next. Here we've got some button styles, which again I can change if I wish. Let's go for next. And it's asking me for the font and text color. Now that's a bit pale, so let's just choose a different text color. Let's go for this darker pink. That seems okay. I could also change the font as well, but I'll stick with what I've got here. Now I'll click next. I'm going for English as the language for all of the prompts in the event file. Next. Now I choose a camera. I'm going to go with a webcam, but you could choose a Canon or a Nikon DSLR or even a GoPro. Let's choose webcam. I've got a Logitech StreamCam attached here, so I'll stay with that. And you can choose the photo size as well. There's different ones to choose from. I'll stick with the 1280 by 720. Click next. So I've been through the wizard. I just click continue now. RightBooth will automatically create the event file using all of the settings that I've chosen. So RightBooth has created the event. It's now going to start it playing. I can always escape out of the event by pressing the escape key on the keyboard. So here's the live preview with my helper here. I'm just going to escape out and show you what's happened. So if I go into the screen editor, here you can see the list of screens that it's created. We have the start screen, the get ready screen, countdown screen with a 3-second countdown on it. Then it takes the photo, then it shows the user the photo, and we've got the 3 photo placeholders here. We then have photo options, and as you can see, here's a layout file that we chose in the wizard. Now we're going to change that in a bit, but I'll just carry on here. We have the thank you screen. So let's just play the event and take 3 photos. It's asking me to touch the screen. I'm using the mouse here at the moment. Now you could change that to be just the mouse input or the touchscreen input or even a keyboard input to drive this event. I'll stick with what I've got here, which is to touch the screen. Get ready. This is for the first photo. We can choose to redo it or keep it, so I'm going to keep it. We're on to the second photo. Again, we can redo or keep. And now the third photo. Keep that one as well. And we're on to the options screen. You can see we've got the 3 photos here. We've got the print layout, we've got the option to print, or we can finish. So let's just finish. Right, I'm going to escape out. I'm going to make some changes to this just to speed up the process for the demonstration. So I'm going into the designer, event structure. I'm not going to have a countdown screen in this event now. So onto the countdown section, I'm going to take out the countdown. So there'll be no countdown screen between each of the photos. So the first thing that we want to do is to include an animated GIF. That's done in the designer. Here you can see that we can make an animation GIF, so I'll just tick this. And it could be a boomerang GIF, but I'm going to leave it as an animation GIF. Now I want to show that to the user. Now the way to do that, go into the editor, onto the photo options screen, and I'm going to add an image. Now it has to be a placeholder to begin with, so let's click that. Here we are. I'm going to show the properties for this, and I'm going to change this image. The content is going to be latest animation. So that will now show the animated GIF. So just make that a little bit bigger. Close these down. Let's move this print button over here. Now I'm not really bothered about showing these 3 photos, so I'm going to delete each of these. And let's put the GIF up here. Okay, let's exit. I'm just going to save this now as, let's call it Photo Capture 3. So I've saved the file as Photo Capture 3. Let's play again. And here we go. Number 1. I'm going to keep this. Number 2. Notice we've not got we don't have a countdown now. And I'm going to keep that one. And number 3. And I'll keep that one. RightBooth now creates an animated GIF. And as you can see, it's showing the animation and it's showing the 3 photos. Okay, let's finish. We get the thank you screen and we're back to the start screen. Let me escape out. A bit more design work into the event structure section. Now on the show and redo section, you can see that we've ticked to show the photo to the user and also allow them to redo it. This time I'm just going to untick this option. Now if I go back into the screen editor, you can see that we are now not showing each of the photos to the user. The other thing we wanted to do was to allow the user to only print 1 photo. So let's have a look at how we would do that. Into the editor. Now on the print layout screen, you've got the option of designing your print layout, and as you can see, we've got this background, we've got a text object here with congratulations in. We can edit that, double click if we want, so let's just put some exclamation marks. And you can see that we've got 3 placeholders. Now I don't want to show all 3, so I'm going to delete number 2 and the placeholder for number 3, photo 3. I'll get rid of that as well. And let's make this number 1 photo slightly bigger. Let's put it there, for instance. Notice that we've got these little images here that you can move around. You could also add more if you wish, more images, more labels, etc. So let's just put that there and that there. So we just have the first placeholder for photo 1 on our layout. Now if I go back to the photo options screen, Notice that this has been updated to show just the one layout. So let's just move this down here. Let's make this bigger. So one of the other requirements here was to allow the user to choose one of the 3 photos to put on the layout. Now the way to do that is to add a button. Here's a new button. Let's put it over here. And you have to set its click property. So I've chosen to look at the properties for this button, and down here we can choose an action that will happen when you click on it. So let's have a look at the options. We've got lots of options to choose from, but the one I want is reorder photos. Now what that action does is each time the user clicks this button, it will change the placeholder for the next photo. So it will go to photo 2, click it again, it will show photo 3. Click it again, it will go back to photo 1. So what I want to do is to just put some text here to show the user what this button will do. So I add a label object and I double click it to change the content. Let's just change all that out and just put choose photo. So as you can see, we've got a new label item. Let's put that down here next to this button. Let's just put it to the left, justify, reduce the size of this, and just move these slightly over. Okay, let's play it again and see what happens. Touch to start, get ready number 1. Number 2, notice we're not showing the photos. We're going straight through them all. RightBooth has created the animation GIF, and we now have this extra button here. So let's just touch this button and we see the second photo on the layout. Touch the button again, we have the third photo on the layout, and at any time the user can print. Let's just touch this button one more time to go back to the first photo. So you can see now that the user can choose which photo they want to print. Let me escape out. Another option you can use is to have a Ken Burns photo effect. Let's do that. Into the designer, go to the enhancements section, photos, and click add enhancements. Now there's a lot you can do here, but I'm just going to include a Ken Burns effect video. It's got quite a high speed. Each photo will display for 3 seconds in the Ken Burns effect. Click OK, and I'll save the event. Into the editor, I want to show the Ken Burns video on the photo options screen, so let's do that. Now in this case, I'm going to add a video item. Add it as a placeholder. Here we are. Let's just make that a little bit bigger. And I want to set this to be current video. It's already set up to be current video. So this item will now show a Ken Burns effect video of the 3 photos. So let me just show you that one. Play the event, touch the screen. Number 1, number 2, number 3. RightBooth now creates the animated GIF and the Ken Burns effect video and shows them both on the options screen. Let's escape out and show you the files that it's created. So if I go into the event files section, you can see that there's lots of files that have been created here. We get 3 photos saved. We also have the animated GIF for each of the 3 photos. And we're also creating the Ken Burns MP4 video for each of the 3 photos. Now, one thing that's missing here is a print layout image. So yes, the user can print the layout, but you might want to also save their chosen layout here as well. How do we do that? Back into the designer, event structure, print photos, and here you can see that I've chosen to ask the user whether they want to print their photos or not. But you can also choose to save the print layout as an image file. So let's just tick that. Let me save the event again. I'll just run through it quickly. Number 1, number 2, number 3, so let me just choose the second photo. I could print it now or finish. Let's just finish. If I escape out again, you can now see that for this particular user, we've got the 3 photos, we've got the animated GIF, we've got the Ken Burns video, but we've also got their chosen print layout as a file as well. So I hope you can see that you can easily create photos, animated GIFs, chosen print layouts, and Ken Burns effect videos for each user of the photo capture event. Well, thanks for watching.